Hey, I'm Alex Ratcliffe from Board Game Co, and today I'm doing an unboxing and rambling around Dragon Eclipse. Starting off, we have our coffee shot and our knife ready to go. I'm halfway through my coffee because honestly, the last time I did an unboxing, my coffee ember didn't last the whole way through, and I was like, that was sad. I want to enjoy my coffee the whole way through. So, and if you don't know, the Ember mug, not sponsored, Ember mug is a mug that keeps your coffee warm consistently, except if your unboxings are too long and your mug is low in battery, then consistently means halfway through the video. Anyways, this is an unboxing of Dragon Eclipse. We're going to be going into a lot of things today, but regular reminder, this is an unboxing and rambling. If you are new here, that means I will be showing you stuff from Dragon Eclipse. I will be wildly pointing my knife at you, and hopefully not cutting myself, which I haven't actually done on video yet, but there's a first time for everything. I've juggled knives on videos, and I still haven't cut myself, but there's a first time for everything. Anyways, this is an unboxing and rambling. I will be talking about a variety of things. If you are just here for Dragon Eclipse and Dragon Eclipse only, this is probably not the video for you. So, if you are along for the chaos and you want to see what kinds of conversations we're going to go into, this might be a fun one because I actually kind of know what I'm going to ramble about, which is a change of pace for me. Usually unboxing and rambling just means I'm going to show you this board game. Also, if I happen to talk about things, then I happen to talk about things. And this time, I have specific things that I want to talk about, but first let's clear the table a little bit so that we can actually go ahead and get you everything without making, well, everything else fall over. So, what are we talking about? What's going on here? What is this unboxing? And do we even care about Dragon Eclipse? Ironically, that's some of what we're going to be rambling about. Do we even care about Dragon Eclipse? The short answer is yes. But there's a far more complicated answer we're going to get into because, well, there's a lot to get into. If, by the way, this is your first video on the channel, apologies for the fact that we're going to dive into a bunch of topics that you probably don't care about or think about at all. If this is your 700th video on the channel, first of all, thanks. I appreciate you being around this long. And if this is like your 30th, 50th, 70th, 147th, all of those are excellent numbers. Thank you for being here. And we're going to talk about Dragon Eclipse, as well as being a content creator, as well as having eyes that are bigger than your stomach, as well as the balance of being excited about things, but then also the reality of having limited time. There's so many things we're going to cover about. I am probably going to cut myself this video. It sounds so much worse when I say it like that. This needs a content warning. Anyways, Dragon Eclipse. Dragon Eclipse is a board game from Awakened Realms. This is a campaign, Pokemon-style-ish game that is going to give you a campaign system to go through, dragons to find in a Pokemon kind of vein of collecting. Where's my little pack over here? We're gonna have packs of cards. Not a trading card game, but it's trading card like themed as far as the way the cards are gonna go. We might even open this pack with a spoiler warning. I'll probably give you a spoiler warning at some point because I feel that's just fair. I don't know what's in this pack. I don't know enough about what I have to do despite having played this game. You see, I played this game. I did play this game. I played this game several times when I covered it during the crowdfunding campaign. If I recall correctly, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I really liked it. My two biggest concerns about the game were, and a 4 out of 5 is good, a 4 out of 5 is not amazing, be-all, the end-all. A 4 out of 5 is a good rating. I enjoyed it. It's a recommendation. Once we get to 4s, I am recommending this game. And I do recommend Dragon Eclipse. And this is particularly relevant because I'm struggling between the balance of games I enjoy, games I want to play, and then the reality of life. And I did a campaign game ranking recently, and I had someone comment in the video because I didn't have Dragon Eclipse in there, and someone's like, what about Dragon Eclipse? And I was like, I didn't back Dragon Eclipse. And they're like, I'm really disappointed because I backed it because of your coverage, and now I feel you don't even care about it, I feel misled. And I'm like, I am genuinely sorry with that. That is a complicated balance of the difference between the games I enjoyed and want to play, and the finite amount of time I have in my life to actually play those games. I like Dragon Eclipse. I think it's a good game. I think if you back this, you will have fun with it. I had fun playing it. The question is, as a campaign game that is not catered specifically to single shot, will I be able to prioritize this with the other 30 or so campaign games I already have? And that is why I didn't back it. But also, I am in the fortunate position that Awakened Realms did send me a copy of this because as a content creator, I've covered the games for a very long time, and so I do get copies of games sometimes that I didn't back. When you see me covering these big box crowdfunding campaigns, half the time I back them and half the time I got sent them, it is case by case, and that does mean that sometimes I do want this. I am happy I have it. But with the balance of campaign games I have, I wouldn't have backed it and spent my own money on it. And that's a complicated thing to get into. Honestly, we're not even going to get to the game today. But let me take another sip of coffee. We'll be right back. Does my Ember mug no longer work if it's not in the base? Give me 1 second. We're going to finish my coffee, and I'll be right with you. This is the kind of ASMR of me sipping and swallowing my coffee. I'm not close enough to the mic, or I'd really try for a nice hard swallow, but again, it sounds so much worse. Content warning needs to be on this video. Alright, now we cannot worry about the coffee anymore. So, where was I? I was at the part where I was telling you about, oh yes. So, I had a pretty decent knowledge of the fact, not knowledge, assumptions of the fact that when I backed this game, I didn't back this game. When I was talking about this game, I have a decent assumption that Awakened Realms would send me a copy. And to that end, I could make these problems all go away by simply saying, sure, I backed Dragon Eclipse. But I also always want to be as direct and straight with you, with the audience, people watching my videos, as possible. And that means if it's a game that I wouldn't have backed, even if I know it's probably coming, I try to tell you that situation. I try to tell you, hey, and I divide it into 3 categories. Games I backed, games I didn't back and don't care about, and games that I do want, but I wouldn't be willing to spend my own money on. And Dragon Eclipse does fall into that category, not because I don't enjoy it enough. If I had no other campaign games, I would easily buy this game. It is a good, enjoyable experience. But I have other campaign games, and I have the reality and the knowledge that I can't get to all of it. And that makes life complicated. And it's a balance of trying to be a content creator, trying to be as honest and direct with you as possible, while understanding that life is going to get complicated as you go through these. I have a start here, I have to take a break over here, start here. Start here, the booklet will guide you through the first steps in the game. You don't need to read the whole booklet to start playing the game. Okay, unboxing instructions, 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. I can't read a 30 to 40 minute unboxing situation. Holy. I'm gonna unbox a bunch of stuff. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here to just quickly browse through this. Open pack, done. Okay, don't change the order of the deck. Remove the operator cards. Sort through the cards behind the Mystling dividers. Find the young Aluka. Open the 1 to 2 Mystling cards. Follow steps 4 to 5. Repeat the process. Now you see arena card. Place the party divider. Find the arena card dividers. Open pack 20.1, 2.2, 2.3. Place the card stack face up in front of you. Place all 6 of the looking cards behind the action divider. Open cards 3.1. Take the fatigue cards. Take the starting cards. Find the advancement deck. Find the locked cards. Take the starting cards. You place aside. Find the unlocked. If you have a special edition of the game, your booster pack should already be packed. Go to step number 24. Find the 10 booster envelopes placed in front of you. You'll create boosters by inserting cards from the pack into the 10 identical envelopes. After this, each booster envelope should have 12 cards inside. The envelopes are not numbered, even though you'll need to insert other action cards into the envelopes. Okay. Open the pack with foil action cards. Place the card stack with the outburst card face up. Place the foil cards in the following booster envelopes. Open pack 6 other cards. Place all help cards. Place all mystery cards. Place the Mystling encyclopedia. Open pack 7 all small cards. Place all artifact cards. Place the inventory random karma cards. Sort the tokens by type. Sort the tokens by type. If you have the special edition of the game, set up the Mystling's encyclopedia binder by inserting the card holder pages in ascending order. Congratulations, I'm done. That wasn't 30 to 40 minutes. That was what, tops a minute and a half? That wasn't that long at all. First journey, 120 to 150 minutes. This is gameplay. I've gone through this. I am excited to go through it again. I don't know how far I'll go through this game. That's the tricky part. Because again, lots of other campaign games with attention. Although I will say what does help with this is my daughter expressed interest on this when she saw the box, and then I showed her the dragons. So, that does help every game. But I also haven't played Adventure Tactics with her, so there are no guarantees. Okay, now that we've finished this, and I never have to look at that again, I will be looking at it again. We have our Dragon Eclipse rulebook over here, with all our before the first scenario, young Emberlings, performing deck construction, rewards and penalties, playing the scenario. So, again, I played through this during the prototype. The basic idea is you go on these adventures, you're going to unlock more dragons or Mystlings or various things you can utilize. You're going to have an Arc Nova style action selection system. Not originally from Arc Nova, by the way, but Arc Nova definitely popularized it to a degree. I've seen it in so many games since then. It's a very common system in which it's become a more common system that did originally exist, in which you activate cards, but you can choose to activate the cards you want for whatever strength they're at, or you can wait until they get to their higher strength, at which point you can activate them for the best return. But sometimes you need to do X, so waiting for a card to get to its maximum capacity isn't the thing you need in the moment. It's to complicate a balance, and it does result in interesting gameplay tension most of the time. Some games I've seen it used in just don't utilize it to its full extent, and it just becomes It's too simple. But overall, as a concept, I like the concept of it. Again, it's been in a whole bunch of games that I have enjoyed that system in general. But yeah, you're going to be gathering your cards, going on adventures, interacting with the various scenario stuff. My biggest concerns at the time, because I touched upon that loosely, my biggest concerns when I played the prototype was, one, is there going to be a good storage and cataloging system? I played through a prototype of a handful of scenarios relative to the full thing, and it was already not the easiest to manage, but I was also dealing with a prototype box with nothing you would expect in a final game. So that was concern number one. Here we got our interaction points, which we're not going to go ahead and read through because this is all, you know, stuff that would spoil your experience. Although pictures and art. I like that part. Anyways, so yeah, so I had that concern, and then the second concern I had was just that this is a campaign game, and I have a lot of campaign games. So it does fall into that territory there as far as overall liking the game, enjoying the experience, loving the art and aesthetic of the game. Like, again, I think people who get this game will be very happy with it. I think if you look at ratings, it's that weird balance of, there are times where I cover a game and I'm like, I don't think it's a good game, or I think it's an okay, forgettable game. Those are definitely opinions I've had. But then there's times where I have the opinions that it's not a game for me. This is not the case here. We'll get back to this. There's times I have the opinion it's not a game for me, but I think it's a game people will enjoy. A great example of this is Andromeda's Edge. I like Andromeda's Edge, but I don't love Andromeda's Edge. It's a solid, maybe it's either a high 3.5 or it's a low 4 for me. But people love Andromeda's Edge. But I'm not everyone. I'm my own person with my own tastes and my own opinions, and it's okay to love a game that others don't, and it's okay to not be as impressed by a game that others are. This is nice over here. I like this art over here, although they have an entire book full of art, so I'm not sure why we have this. And then you flip it over this way, and we have two separate art pieces, which hopefully there's no spoilers because this is like at the top. But anyways, so there's times where I can respect that a game is going to be liked by others, but not necessarily for me. You can sometimes see that. Halls of Hegra is a good example of this. I really liked Halls of Hegra, but I think it's an incredible game for those who like that genre. I don't even love that genre, and it was pretty darn good. And for me, like, I think if you like more solo games, if you like the struggle, if you like World War II themes, I think you'll love Halls of Hegra. Dragon Eclipse is a game that I thoroughly enjoy. Have to balance against my other campaign games that I'm interested in playing, but I think those who back it, I think the ratings on this game will be high. It's always that weird balance. When is a game going to be rated highly? Can you predict that? Do you know how people are going to receive a game? This is good. That's what it comes down to. This is a good game that I am happy I have, and I am intrigued to see how far I'll get in this. Will I play 2 adventures and then it goes back on the shelf of campaign games that aren't getting prioritized? Maybe. That happens to a bunch of the campaign games I play. As of right now, I don't know the actual numbers. I should probably chart this out in some way, but my rough guesstimate is between legacy games and campaign games, I probably get my hands on a whole bunch of them every year, but I probably only finish, again, it's a rough estimate here, but I'd say that 6 to 7 legacy or campaign games a year. And half of those are legacy. Legacy I find to be more absorbable. Legacy is usually in that, 10 to 20 episodes, and campaign can be in the 10 to who knows how many episodes. And so because of that, I probably finish about 3 or 4 legacy games a year, and I probably finish 3 or 4 campaigns a year. But that's not a lot, given the value that come out and that are constantly being added. As much as this is great, and as much as I have this, again, this might just sound like a weird conversation about the nature of campaign games and my wanting... It's complicated, because I had an option when I got this. Here are my options. My options are, A, don't unbox this, don't talk about it, pretend I didn't get it, to avoid all the possible flack. That is certainly an option. But it's tricky, because... These are first world problems, but it's balancing being a content creator, trying to be as... I remember once upon a time, I remember watching Rado, okay? Rado went through, and this is before I was a content creator, and I was watching one of his videos, and I can't remember what he said exactly, but he said something about how, oh, it's a good game, but I'm never gonna play it again. And I remember feeling almost betrayed by that moment. Like, I remember watching it, I was like, what do you mean you're not gonna play it again? Don't you love it? Like, don't you love the game? Why are you saying to me, the viewer, that you're not going to play that game again? Why are you talking about all this other homework that you have? And why aren't you playing this game that you love again? I understand that more now. I understand that concept. It's the balance of trying to be genuine with your audience, telling them where you are, what you like, and then recognizing that there's no way to open this little thing over here. I think there's no way to open this thing. But then recognizing the balance between trying to give a review that reflects what you think this game is going to do for others versus a personal level of where it's going to be for you. And it's one of the reasons why once upon a time I almost got rid of the there's a series of videos on my channel, Games Leaving the Collection. And once upon a time, I almost got rid of it. And the reason I got rid of it is because every once in a while, I'll show up in some BGG or Reddit thread somewhere where someone will be like, well, I'll give a game a rating. I'll be like, it's a 4 out of 5. Great, I liked it. And someone will be like, oh yeah, sure. Well, can't wait to see it leave the collection in 2 months. And like, I was like, that frustrates me because it means you're only paying attention to one aspect of what's going on and not the whole picture. But also, it's a fair critique. It's a fair critique if you don't pay attention to the whole picture. And why is it your problem to pay attention to the whole picture? That is a complicated balance to manage. And so at one point I was like, you know what? I'm getting rid of the games leaving the collection video. We're not having conversations anymore about my own collection. We'll just review the games. And, you know, if you watch Dice Tower doesn't have a collection. They just review the games. You don't see the fact that some games get touched again. Some games never see the light of day. You don't see that because they don't talk about it. They just treat it more like a review. And so I had enough people push back on that. They were like, no, we like the series. We want to see it. That I was like, you know what? I have a choice right now. I can try to cater my channel towards those who watch infrequently and don't get the full picture, or I could try to cater my channel to the people who are the most dedicated viewers who want the full picture. I was like, I know who to prioritize in that equation. Although I'm always mindful of both, but it's a question of who to prioritize. So here are the locations. I'm going to spend the next like 30 seconds or so just flipping through locations for the sake of the art. There's a possibility this has some degree of spoilerific information by seeing things. Right now I'm on the first page, like this is the first town that you're in. So here's your warning that the next 30 seconds are going to be me flipping through pages. Not really spending a lot of time on them, so you're going to get the general focus on the art, but if something happens, something happens. This is your spoiler warning for the next 30 seconds. So we got art over here, which is like, you know, art, just the places you'll be dealing with, the places you'll go, the places you'll go, the locations you'll see. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm catching every page. Some of these I'm just flipping past, but if you just want a general sense of what you have over here, of what you're going to see, I definitely flipped through a whole bunch. Oh my gosh, that one. Okay, that's, okay, put this away now. That last one is definitely in the spoiler category, which is why I give you warnings. Now we have this game over here. This container. This is going to be the mats, which we will be able to show you other mats shortly. But here are going to be the various arenas that you're going on. Here's your little card row as far as how you can choose to activate those for increased rewards, choosing to prioritize what comes out. So we got more arenas, and then more arenas. Doesn't seem like a giant shift in these. They seem like they're using the exact same art, same symbols. What am I missing? What is the difference between the... the difference... Okay, that's what's happening. Different for that. Okay, I understand now. I'm older now. We have this and probably the same thing over here. So we have the two different sides for how you're playing as far as the 1 or 2 player situation. Because I believe this is a 1 or 2 player game, if I'm not mistaken. I played it only solo when I played it. If I recall correctly, the prototype only had solo, but I might be mistaken about that. But again, this is just going back to my recollection. But that's what we got for your campaign arenas in Dragon Eclipse. And I believe we have a box full of these arenas to go through as well. And this, where do I want to put all this stuff? I'm going to put this over here. And then let's continue going through things. We will, of course, get to the miniatures as well as all the various expansion boxes. Honestly, this is going to be a way too long unboxing, covering way too many subjects, including this giant freaking adventure journal. Like, look at this. This is your adventure journal. These are the adventures you're going to go through. This is the campaign stuff that I'm like, yay, I want to play it. Also, oh my God, like, look at this. Look at this. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, I'm genuinely excited. Like, I wouldn't tell you if I wouldn't. I have no interest in ever feigning excitement. There are times, there's videos I've done where people say, oh my gosh, Alex, it seems like you're not into it. And the answer is, yes, you can tell when I'm not into a game because I don't feign excitement. I don't pretend to be excited about things I'm not. If I'm over the moon, I will tell you. If I'm lightly excited, I will tell you. If I'm excited but also recognize the reality of my time, I will tell you that too. But this, like the art over here, and don't get me wrong, before I get to it, I'll just cover offhand. Awakened Realms has used AI art for parts of their process. I don't know to what extent it is present in their games, but before I talk about how much I personally enjoy the art, because I do personally enjoy the art, I'm getting it out of the way. Yes, I'm aware Awakened Realms has used art at various points, has used AI art in some capacities and some degrees. I don't know to what capacities or what degrees. I like the art, so sue me. That's kind of where I am with this. It's that weird balance of, I know that if I say I like the art, I'll have a bunch of people being like, but they use AI. And honestly, I have no idea if AI has been used in any part of this process from start to finish. I don't know the answer. I haven't looked into it heavily. I just know that yes, they have used AI. This is not about sanctioning it or not. This is about me being able to say I like the art and acknowledging for those who don't know so that they're informed, and then focusing on what I like and don't like. So anyways, continuing over here through here, and again, we are getting mild potential spoilers as I flip through things because there is art here, and art can have, you know, hints of things to come. But there's also a whole lot of text here, a whole lot of text, and a whole lot of art, and a whole lot of text, and a whole lot of stuff. I'm skipping through things, I'm not focusing on everything, but it looks good. This looks good. Look at this. Like, this looks like a fun game just from the art alone, the amount of text and all that stuff. But again, the playing gets the real part, which we'll get to soon enough. Okay, now the cards are going to be the hardest thing to do. I think, what is this? These are our pages, our binder pages. Oh my gosh, what do we got here? Okay, here we got some of these things. Like, do I want to open a pack? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this pack that came with it. These I'm going to put back. This is the tricky part. You're not going to be able to see everything card art-wise because they have freaking booster packs, and I don't want to open booster packs without being 100% confident of what's going on. These various binder leaflets will go into it. You'll have your own collection of, you know, the Pokemon / Dragonmon that you're collecting, and this will go into your little binder over here. So you have a binder. Once again, Awakened Realms delivering on the binders for those ISS Vanguard fans. But anyways, we'll have this over here. And what am I doing over here? Okay, then we'll have this pack over here, which I'm going to open, and I'm going to promptly put the cards right back in the pack as soon as I'm done. So, because I don't want to screw up my own situation here, but I feel like if there are cool cards, they'll be in the pack that was the extra one on top. Ooh, they are cool cards. So, you are warned, if there's anything spoiler here, then it is what it is. And, I warned you, and I'm sorry for that. I'm mostly going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but some things might be shown. So let's first of all zoom in a drop over here, and by a drop I mean a lot, so we can show you all this. Let's smooth that out over here. And then we got these lenticular, these not lenticular, these are just foil, just straight up foil cards. We have our Wind Tunnel, Blink X, where X is your foot trigger, X is your movement, I guess. Morbid R, whenever you reshuffle, instead of discarding this, upgrade, deal 4 and range 2. We have Laminar Flow. Do you know what Laminar Flow is? Like, why is this Laminar Flow? That's so interesting. Laminar flow is when you have water that is moving in a way that you cannot tell the water is moving. It looks like it's like still. It looks like it's not moving at all because it has a perfect stream with no ripples at all. And their choice for laminar flow is a giant fist that would definitely never ever have any concept of laminar flow. Like, I'm so intrigued by the concept as like, this is like a water punch. It's not laminar flow. Search X and deal X and range 2, where X is this card's slot. So again, that goes to the slot thing. So if you have some slot 5, you're going to search 5 and deal 5 damage in range 2. We have Fire Barrier. Fire Barrier, you or your ally gains a gem. Each time an opponent finishes their move within 1 range, deal them 1 burn. We have 1 with armor, gain 3, move, you or your ally gains 3, and Aegis of Light, move 3. So again, I don't know what extent these cards are. I do believe these are not random promo packs. I believe the idea of this is to give you the sense of a TCG, CCG, but without actually being a TCG, CCG. I believe that's the general goal here. I like the cards. I hope they have like something single shot wise. Like, I don't know the full thing. I haven't read the full rulebook. I don't know where the game ends up. Like, I often follow the campaign enough. I play the prototypes. I do whatever, but I don't always have a perfect idea of what's going on. That just is what it is. And so like there might be a single shot, but that's what I'd want to play. Like if this is more of a, I don't know, a Lorcana, a Marvel Champions, where you have all this content, you can build your own thing and just play, that would make it so much more accessible. The idea of going through the campaign properly is, again, appealing, but it's a homework assignment. It requires consistency, and it requires you playing the one game as opposed to the many games. And I tend to focus on the many games. I tend to play a lot of games, 5-6 times, and very few games 30 times. Like, there are games I play 30 times every year, but actually, let me check, where's my phone? My phone is plugged in, never mind. I was going to check how many games I've played 30 times last year. If I had to guess, I'd say that probably like above 10 games I've played 30 times, but they're usually going to be smaller games. The amount of times I play a game that's like 2 hours long 30 times, it's happened, but not per year. Anyways, we have all of these containers over here that I'm going to pull out. We have our little container for cards in some way. We have our container with our gems. Those are going to be the gems. Honestly, I wish the gems were cooler. Like, for a game that does feel pretty premium, I wish these... Ooh, I like how I immediately turned around as soon as I saw these. I'm glad I pulled this out. I was gonna say I wish these were cooler because this is like a fairly basic gem upgrade. Like, many games have this kind of situation. Like, there's ways that these could have been like super cool and premium, and honestly, maybe we'll get to it. I don't think so though, because they're good enough that they probably do the job. But there are cooler tokens, and those cooler tokens are these that I saw right underneath it. So, hopefully I remember how to put this all back. If not, I'll have to undo the video. But here are your various, these like are nice tokens. Like, I don't know how well you can see that, but they have like texture on them, and I'm dropping them everywhere, hopefully not losing them. But let me show you this over here. Let me see if I can show you. So that's like a raised texture. Like, that moon has a raised texture. On both sides, you got the texture shifted upwards, which gives these a very nice feel to them. I like these tokens a lot. These feel custom and premium. The other ones feel like you picked from a manufacturing catalog of tokens, which is sometimes how things work, and it does save you, the person buying the game, money. But like, also those tokens were cool once upon a time. They are less cool now. We have a whole bunch of card packs, which I'm stupidly going to open some of these because I want to. Although I have to be careful what I show you or don't, or even what order I keep these in. I'm so stupid to open these. Explored, major corruptions. I'm going to open some of these. I just want to. I want to. That's what it comes down to. So I'm going to maintain the same order and hopefully maintain it all properly in a way that means I don't lose track. But if I do, I'm going to blame you. This is what I do. This is what I do. Alright, this is going to go back here. I should just drop all the cards on the floor right now and just have that happen. So we have our secrets 49. I'm not going to show you any secrets. I'm going to look at secret 1 and see. Okay, secrets are primarily text-based. So primarily text-based are the secrets I just showed you. Secrets are primarily text-based over here, and they're going to have various things you're going to uncover in the game. But then we have your items. Items are going to be a whole different category. Items are going to be over here, and we have some items, potential spoiler warnings, Arguing Bracelet, test, look at the top 4 item cards, place them back in any order, Glazed Nuts, test, again, discard the card you just drew. We have Hobnails, we have a leather pouch, immediately destroy, gain 1 silver, Coin of Misfortune, when this card is discarded in any other way than at the end of a test, shuffle it back into the item deck. Rope, test, add or subtract 2. A treat, we have treats and herbs and more herbs, and a smashing hammer. Test and discard all drawn cards with that symbol. So a bunch of items over here, although I do believe there's more items, but we're going to put this back before I forget the order it goes in. Okay, that's pack 1. Do we have more items? We have Corruption. Let's go and open the Corruption. These ones look like they're very text-based. I'm gonna ignore these and put these back and not touch these at all. And then the other ones, we'll open these ones for right now because, well, it says Major Corruption and that just sounds good. So we're going to draw this open. Give me a second. And there's all kinds of expansion stuff to go through as well. So this is going to be a longer video than I have time for, but it is what it is. We have our Guiding Grass over here, our Forgery, Smithereens. These are all... Oh, these are things I probably shouldn't show you. We're gonna ignore that. We're gonna look at the corruptions over here. So we have Major Corruption, Voided. Okay, whole bunch of stuff over here. We have our equipment. This should be showable. Equipments: Essence Imbued Ring, Potion of Recovery, Iron Rations, Sturdy Rope, Shovel. Again, the art in general is just great. We have Everflame, we have Climbing Gear, and we have Toolbox. Okay, I keep trying to wave it as if there's going to be, and we have a whole bunch more. I'm just not showing you everything. Then we have our enemy attack cards over here, which are just gonna be symbols, I guess. Symbols of various things that they're going to trigger based on the enemy cards themselves. So you have to look at that. And then we have our regular corruptions, which are just these, but lighter. That's as far as our card pool over here. And this was at the front. And now we're going to put this back and ignore this. Then we're going to take a look at whatever these are. We got our inventory. These are dividers. And this is foil. So we're going to open it and hopefully not mess things up later. Because again... there's a 30 to 40 minute homework assignment of how to put everything back, and then there's this. So there is that. Although actually, I'm going to level up a treat shortly. Maybe I'll refresh myself on the road of how to play. We have Sprouting Darkness. These, by the way, are these cards, okay? We have Undying Light. Again, very shiny cards over here. We have Zephyr Speed. We have Firebolt, Boulder Throw, Cost in Blood. Look at these. These are very, very shiny. I like this. Blinding Radiance, Lurking Shadow, and Storm and Fiery Rage, Curse Upon Us over here. So I like the cards. This feels like a very premium experience so far, those tokens aside. Okay, I may as well just open this. This is like wrapped for a single card, which is not the most offensive thing I've ever seen. 2 cards. The most offensive thing I've ever seen was the individually wrapped cubes for Terraforming Mars. Watch my Terraforming Mars deluxe big box unboxing, and then skip to the last 20 minutes if you want to be entertained. I mean, I find it entertaining. Whether or not you find it entertaining is a whole different conversation. We're going to open this over here. There's going to be more dividers. We have our unlocked cards. I feel like these are more dividers. Like these, no foil on them, just various dividers over here, the various spots you're going to have. I assume these are more dividers. I don't know why they're in a different pack over here, but the height of these suggests that they are more dividers. Again, this is all covered in the 30 to 40 minute process that you'll read through, or you could just watch this video of me not actually helping explain anything, but mostly just trying to stumble through it. To whatever extent I can. We have our unlocked cards, our party, locked cards, all of these. We have our these are the various, these are spoilers to the names of the dragons. So if you want spoilers to the names of the dragons, you got all those on the cards, which will help you organize it, but will also give you spoilers. And this is where we get into the weird place of things I'm going to do spoilers of and things I won't. So we have a lot of these packs over here, which show you all of these on them. I'm not going to open these, okay? These seem to be saying, read the unboxing instructions before you open this pack. Do not shuffle the cards in this deck. Because of that, I'm not going to open that for 2 reasons. First of all, there's a ton of cards, and there's plenty of cards I can show you without opening it. Number 2 is I don't want to mess up my own experience of what I'm supposed to do. And number 3 is potential spoilers, of which you are getting loose spoilers as I go through things, but like very loose, very, very loose spoilers. But over here, we're going to go through a bunch of these cards over here. These are the backs of the cards. We're going to go through some of the fronts of the cards to show you what we got as far as some of our dragons. So we have these. Oh, I guess the corruptions will overlay this. Is that how that works? That probably makes sense. We have these over here. We have the characters. We have Eftis over here. We have Eftis again. We have Fail. And probably Fail again. Yep, it's just a trend over here. We have Flitterspark. These are some of the dragons you haven't seen yet, but I have. We have Frogmar. We have more Frogmar. Again, these are the characters you're going to have to start off with. We have locations, and we have the cards you're going to start with. So we have our Whirling Rod and Vortex. This, oh my gosh, I'm remembering playing this. Like, it really was fun going through this. It's like, again, it's the balance of fun versus ability to play are 2 different conversations. Like, I learn over time how to get better at the ability to play conversation, but then it's immediately invalidated by a big box of shiny showing up that I want to play and have to figure out where in my schedule it gets played. But right now, I have in the queue, I'm currently in the middle of Divinus, Clank Legacy. Divinus I don't know if I'll finish. Clank Legacy will be finished. In the middle of Iridia and Primal and Agamonia. So I'm in the middle of 5 campaign games. Granted, I have finished Primal. I'm just trying to go through it again. And yeah, Clank will be finished soon. Iridia should be finished. Primal should be finished soon again, which will open up room for more campaign stuff. But I'm trying to play a whole bunch of things in that room of stuff that opens up. So it's not really a problem solved. It's just a problem extended, delayed. Okay, we're going to put these back over here. We're going to put all this back here. We're going to put this back on top. We'll get to all this later and do the full unboxing the way they told me to properly at some point. But in the meantime, this all has to go. This goes in here. We're going to get to miniatures in a second. This goes in here. And then this goes in here on top of that, which this goes to the side of that. All this is so far going back as expected. Okay, that goes there, and now we're ready for the miniatures. So, the miniatures, the thing you've waited this entire time for, and we still have so many boxes to go through. Like, there's so much stuff to do. I've barely scratched the surface. We have a whole bunch of boxes down here. Hopefully, this is the slowest box. We'll see. Anyways, let's do miniatures. So, I'm not going to do every single miniature because I think it's way too many, but we have a lot of miniatures to go through. No differently than that way I don't do every single card. We're just going to try to show you a bunch of things. Like this guy over here, this guy is adorable. Look at this guy. Look at this lion shark. We already saw his card before. So like they're dragon adjacent. They're not all straight up dragons. They're dragon adjacent. Lots of big and small little guys. Oh, this guy we saw his card for too. He's a chunky boy. He's a chunky boy. But these are fun little characters to utilize. I think that other guy to the non-chunky boy I think I played with, if I recall correctly. I'm trying to remember what I played with in the original prototype. We have another one I played with over here. Like these I don't remember from the original prototype, but perhaps. But yeah, I have to figure out when I'm playing this and how, but I do want to dive back into it because I never learn. They're good games. Like this is the problem. Like this is why I haven't gotten rid of so many of the campaigns that I do enjoy, and I haven't gotten rid of because I enjoy them. They're just an issue of when they get tabled and played. But let's finish some campaign games and go from there. So we have these over here. Okay. You got this. Okay. And then we got this guy is one from the original prototype. I remember him for sure. He was like their key little Mystling. And I think that's the name, the Mystlings. Look at the little dragon. That's what we got for this over here. And then we got more. I said I'm not showing you everything, but honestly, they're pretty cute, so I might just show you everything. I might just do it a little faster. We have our little owl bear-ish. I think it's an owl bear, or it's owl bear adjacent. That's this guy over here. He looks like an owl. He looks very tired. He looks like he's almost yawning. And then we got this and this to go through. We're halfway through. We're a quarter of the way through these miniatures. It's not going to take forever. This one over here on the left, I think was in the original prototype if I'm not mistaken. But also the tricky part is sometimes something looks familiar, and it's just because it was on the campaign page, as opposed to actually in my hands. But this guy was almost certainly in the prototype. But again, everything I just said about the campaign page is still true. that it might just have been in the campaign page. Okay, so we are almost done. We got like 6 more miniatures on tier 1, and then we got the miniatures from every other box. Well, we have miniatures from tier 2, and then the miniatures from every other box. There we go. Okay. I need to figure out which campaign, and I have like Tidal Blade showing up too, which also I'm excited about. It's this guy I like this guy. This is like a weird kitsune-ish with his like tail, but a lot more aggressive. This is like aggressive tentacle, what did I say? Kitsune? Is that what it is? Tentacle kitsune. Aggressive tentacle kitsune. And we have 4 miniatures left on this tier. The bottom tier I think has fewer miniatures, but they are bigger miniatures. Okay. I think I want to pick a campaign game that I'm going to play solo. This is what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick a campaign game that I'm going to play solo and try to knock out as fast as I can. And you're like, what's the point of just knocking out as fast as you can? And the answer is I want to play these games. Ooh, maybe I'll do Tamashii. Oh, I want to get campaign games off my list. And the tricky part there is I don't mind trying to power through a campaign game to see what I want, like how far I want to go. And like I do this with computer games too. Like I have computer games, and then like sometimes I'm like naturally playing certain ones, and sometimes I'm pushing myself a little bit to play specific other ones so that I can like cross it off my list. And crossing off my list is either playing to completion or playing it to the point where I'm like, okay, I've seen enough, it's good, it's fine. The problem is tabletop games take up so much physical space compared to video games that a video game is easier to have in your Steam library and then never get to, and it's all fine, it's all good. Tabletop games are constant reminders of the things you aren't playing because of the sheer size of them. But I think if I choose a game that I can play solo and take it off my list, I think of one that is less likely to be wanted to be played by others. I think Tamashii is a good one for this. I think I'm going to try to play Tamashii. New goal for myself, start Tamashii, play Tamashii, get Tamashii off my list. And that, again, that may not mean playing to completion. That means playing it, although I need to check the ratings and how good it is solo. I remember playing it, or if it's even playable solo. I played it mostly, I think I played it solo. It's been so long. I think I played some solo, some not solo, but it's been a while, so I need to look it up. These, by the way, these are like some nice miniatures over here. And this is Awakened Realms. In general, they put out very solid miniatures. This is a nice, like very, I like the dragon approach. Like they have a good approach of these dragons that have a nice aesthetic to them, that look beautiful. These are all sun-dropped, obviously. Their sun-drop is actually looking very solid in this. I wish, one of my favorite sun-dropped aliens, well, I had to say miniatures, I said aliens, but one of my favorite sun-drop miniatures from Awakened Realms is their original nemesis, like the blue aliens. Like, it's one of my favorite implementations of sun-drop that they've done. And I always feel their regular sun-drop's not as good, but it is more catch-all, like it covers more bases in general. Versus their alien sun-drop looked top tier. Focus, there we go. Their alien sun-drop looked absolutely top tier. And these are pretty solid. Their Etherfields miniatures, if you've seen those are also pretty solid. Okay, so I'm leaning towards Tamashii currently. I'm going to look at my campaign list video and see which one I can play solo and play enough to be satisfied that I have seen enough. And like, that's the thing. Like sometimes it's okay to play to a point where you're ready to get rid of a game. Like I do that a lot. That's legacy games half the time. I like this guy. This guy's very cool. Other times it's because I don't know. Every game is different as to what it does. Sometimes playing it a lot makes you like it even more. Like, I mean, Lord knows Primal's not going anywhere. Primal is amazing and incredible, and maybe one day it'll go somewhere, but right now Primal is one of my favorite campaign games, despite giving it a lot of time. And like, versus Arena the Contest, the more time I gave that one, the more I was like, you know what, it's good, but the sessions are long, and I'm ready to eventually move on from that. I don't need all the content. And Primal, I'm like, no, put out whatever you want. I'll get more of it. Like, I want more of it. It's an excellent, excellent game. And so everything is different. Everything will have its own staying power and staying points in different ways. I am just going to finish a campaign game. I don't know which one it is, but that's my new thing. Like, I'll play a little less Hearthstone for the next 2 weeks and knock out a campaign game. That's what we're going to do. Hearthstone is great, by the way. I've gotten sucked back into it big time. I used to be a big Hearthstone player, and I've recently gotten completely off the deep end. Getting into Battlegrounds, as well as regular Hearthstone, Arena, competitive, ranked, whatever you call it. And then, what's the new one they have? That, not Battlegrounds, but the other kind of solo journey where you're just... That's my least favorite so far, but like maybe it'll get better. But I find it to be the least interesting tactically. This is going to be your deck box over here. We got shiny sleeves to go through, so these are somewhat shiny. I think maybe not shiny. We have 2 packs of sleeves as well as your deck box in here. That's what we got going on. So that's deck box. It's a double deck box. Holds both of them. Anyways, that's going to be that. We'll hold our decks there later. You proxy your dragons in or out. That is that. we're going to show you this giant playmat over here, which I have already taken out of the sleeve. And that's what we got for our arena playmat over here, which I'm realizing I am way too zoomed in for this. So let's go and unzoom out so you can see this. There we go. You got your arena playmat over here, which I guess is a good time to go ahead and show you the other playmats while we're here. So I don't know exactly what's going to be in here. I mean, these are the arena playmats, but past that, as far as like what sizing they are, they unfold. It almost feels like it's going to be 4 rolled up. That's my guess. It's going to be 4 rolled up because I think that's the best size this makes sense for. Nope, I was wrong. It is 5 rolled up. So let's go through these one at a time and show you the various arena playmats. We'll keep them rolled up, but I think we're going to, and that box is good for them. I wish I had a nicer box because the box does actually do the job. But we have, these are just basically the same playmats you saw in the folder, but they're now playmats, which makes them significantly nicer and feels a little more premium for that neoprene aspect. And because they all fit nicely in that little box, it makes it easy to store. Although I did just get a playmat organizer that might make playmats more common here. I think I'm actually going to hang my playmats. Ooh, I'm going to hang them on that door. Okay, I have more plans for playmats now than I used to. So we'll cover more in a different video. Keep your eyes tuned for the February deluxeification video. So when I do that, mid-February, whatever it's going to be, there'll be a playmat organizer. Nothing crazy, stuff you've seen, but specifically created by board game people for board game playmats. And so far I like it. It's just a prototype, but it does the job as far as holding my playmats nicely, and I like the sizing of it's good. Like it works really well. Like a lot of playmat organizers out there are kind of meant for like more Magic the Gathering size playmats. Whereas I put a giant like Ankh-sized playmat inside it and it held just fine. Honestly, I'm not sure why I'm still showing you these because we kind of showed you the art already. But at this point, it'd be so quick to do that we're just going to do it. We have playmat over here again. And I don't know if I'm showing you the other side. The other side is just it's just a difference as far as what, is it a difference? It is in the, yeah, it is. It is in the other one. I just wasn't sure if I was here or not. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Do a little bit of a bang, bang, bang to even it out. And then next playmat. That's what we got for this one. Again, these do look good. I like the art. Again. Let's go ahead and show you the last playmat and then move to the various other box full of other stuff because there are a lot of other stuff. This is the last one. A little butterfly over here, which is nice. Just a nice little touch. Just giant butterfly that might or might not be attacking your Mystlings. And then lastly, not lastly, there's like so many boxes to go through, but that is going to be your arena playmat set over here. And then next up, oh, this can be moved. How was this rolled? Was it rolled this way or that way? It looks like it was rolled this way. Okay, and we'll put you down on the floor while we go ahead and get to the next thingy. Alright, we got our Dragon Eclipse art book, which I guess we'll flip through quickly, because why not? We still have more actual gameplay content to go through. But we're doing... I'm trying to get this in a way where I don't cut anything that's not supposed to be cut. And it just took me a second to get that right angle. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a bit over here, because, you know, we can. And just flip through some of the art. I'm not going to go through every single page, just quickly flipping through some of the art that you can see over here. That's nice. I like that. I don't want to fight that dragon. We got a Mufasa dragon. I haven't watched Mufasa yet, but I do plan on seeing it soon. I'm watching Lion King again, the original Lion King live action. And yes, the cartoon is better, but my kids requested the live action, so live action is going to be. And then we'll watch Mufasa. I think they requested that because they want the consistency with Mufasa being live action. Now here, something I probably should have read first, this is going to be their extra gift for backers. So this is probably the letter where typically Awakened Realms does some sort of thank you for bearing with them, for whatever. It's just they do a nice little letter to backers every time, which I still think is a nice touch. And honestly, I think more creators should do it. Dear backer, we're delighted that Dragon Eclipse is finally in your hands, etc., etc. Marcin Swierkart, CEO of Awakened Realms. This is the very first Dragon Eclipse edition. We put a lot of special treats for you. Beautiful foil cards, spectacular turn of art cards, lots of stretch goals. Thank you for supporting this project, etc., etc. And then important note about quality. And then we have their extra dragon egg hunt thingy. So I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's just a comic. What is it? It's a magical world. The Egg Hunt is a comic series about Sin, a young boy who, after losing his parents, is searching for his place in the world. Along with his Iceling, they traverse unknown lands, facing challenges along the way. Also worth noting, there is a Dragon Eclipse game on Steam, which I actually did buy at one point. Like, I actually bought it. Like, I could probably message Awakened Realms and, like, get a copy, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and buy it. It is what it is. And I tried it, and it's not bad. It's a little deck builder. I still think Slay the Spire is the best ultimate deck builder, but this is a nice little video game deck builder if you like those. Anyways, let's put this away over here. This will go on top of here for right now. I do want to read that properly later. And then we have this over here and a few more things. Let's see what we got. We got the Train miniature pack over here. We have the No Mystling Left Behind. This box seems a little cheaper in feel. Like, it's one of those like pull-out boxes as opposed to like a nice box, which is interesting as far as storage aspects. Like, I don't know what the storage plans are, but like having a single box, and this is true of this one too, like, unless there's a way to condense it, which I will try my best, but I don't know if I'll be able to as much with this game over here. Unless the way to condense it, you're just left with a cheaper box and a nicer box, which the nicer boxes are more expensive, but I don't know what the game plan is otherwise. Foray into the Shadow Realm, and then Untamed Arena. So we're going to do Untamed Arena first, I think, because I don't know what's in what, but Untamed Arena is the thinnest, which probably means the least miniatures. So we're probably going to do this one first over here and see what we got. Untamed Arena. We got this expansion doubles all action cards, allowing for more deck building options. It offers a variety of modes that enhance your PvP experience and allows you to battle with up to 4 players. It introduces a 4-player team fight, 3-player tussle, and 2-player untamed PvP modes. I might not heavily go into this because I don't know. I mean, you kind of got what you need to know from the back over there. It's going to give you a lot more action cards with, you know, giving you all this over here as far as what you need to know for that. It gives you the board, which is that giant playmat that we already showed you. It gives you this, which just evens things out. More tokens, more of those. Ooh, shiny cards. It gives you shiny cards, which are going to open because I want to see the shiny cards. And then the rest of them, which we're not going to open right now because it's just more cards. These might be similar to what we already have. Outburst, Dark Portals, Storm of Colors. Like, look at these cards. Lightning Strike. We're going to zoom in again because I want to. Okay, we got Lightning Strike. Look at that. Look at that Lightning Strike. We got Nature's Patience over here. And Fathomless Tide. These are beautiful cards. Burning Demise, Gale Force Gambit, Groundbreaker Slam, and Revitalizing Cascade. Oh my gosh. Okay. I like the way this stuff looks. I'm going to take this out over here. I'm going to take this out because I want to go through all the foils. I'm going to hopefully just remember that that's over there. Okay, this goes over here. That goes like that. This goes like that. And then this goes like this over here. Back inside and back inside. Oh no. No, no, no. Whoops. This goes on top of everything. Interesting choice. Bold move, Cotton. Okay, and this I'm going to put to the side. Because I want to go through this. Maybe I'll take some... Ooh, I'll do an Instagram post. It's been a while since I did an Instagram post. I'm not active with Instagram the way I would like to be. And just like... I say like to be just because... 92 standard cards, dividers, Mystling. Do we have miniatures in here? We have high quality Mystling models. We have terrain miniatures. And we have no Mystling left behind. So we're going to do the terrain first. Then we'll do this. We'll start with the terrain pack. We are getting down to the last stuff over here. But here's terrain for your Dragon Miniatures game. Dragon Eclipse game. I'm going to pull this out. We got 2 layers of terrain over here. So we have this and this. Ooh, fun. Okay, this is going to be pulled out as well so I can get to it. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to go through the terrain over here, which granted you've already seen it now, which is good because that way I can show you some of it but not all of it. We have, oh, this is annoying to pull out, but we have this piece of terrain over here. Let me smooth down this over here so it's not. Okay. That's a little dragon maw. You have that needs to go back in the right orientation. I think I did the wrong orientation. We have our little spike pit over here. And I don't know to what extent these are utilized in what ways. I don't remember a lot of a terrain in the game. There may have been terrain. I don't remember. We have menhirs. They did menhirs from, oh my gosh. They did the, if you've played Awakened Realms, what's their game? Tainted Grail. They have their Tainted Grail miniatures over here in a different format. These are, granted, not exactly Tainted Grail, but like, if you've played Tainted Grail, these are basically versions of their giant menhirs from the world of Avalon. Okay. Put that there. We have broken trees. We have dragon heads. So like a bunch of terrain stuff. I'll show you. I'll do an overview one more time before we go through it. But I'm not going to heavily show you all of these because honestly, this video is long enough. So I'm going to put that back, and then I'll just do a bit of an overview so you can see it all before I put it back. So this is what you got for the, let's try to show the light a bit more. That's pack 1. And then we have pack 2. That's what we got for pack 2 over here. There's your zoomed in shot of all the stuff before I put it back and then figure out what comes next. So I'll open this big box now, I guess. We have a booster pack envelope. We have things in there. Let's go ahead and put this off to the side over here. I'm going to do our foray into the Shadow Realm over here. And I'm too zoomed in to properly show you everything. But we have, ooh, is this one of the Playmats? No, this is not a Playmat. This is, what is this? Oh, this is more interaction points. Okay, more interaction points. I won't spoil those possibly for you. Foray into the Shadow Realm, introduction, setting up the campaign. You have to finish the base campaign to play this. Okay, so this is stuff that you do want to finish the base campaign for, but we got more content in the sense of more art, obviously, as well as more text and all that. So that's going to be the foray into the Shadow Realm over here. And we're going to then have more binder packs, as well as some deck box. This over here packed sideways into here in a way that I don't love, but I guess does the job. Okay, so do we have more boosters? We have more dividers. We have more dividers. We have this which I can toss. We have more boosters over here. So you got a whole bunch of boosters, which I'm not going to open right now. I don't want to like mess things up too much. And then we have these packs which say, read your thing first. So we're not going to go into all of that. But then we do have miniatures to show you in here. Take this out first. Put this in there. And we do have our miniatures, which will be 6 more miniatures for this new expansion, as well as some more packs over here. We have an Axe of Fury. We have our tier card over here, our Axe of Fury over there, and then we have miniatures. I like this guy. Oh, I saw a guy, and I was like, I'll show it to him, but I'll show it last. I'll save it for last. Over here, we got this guy and this guy. So these aren't like the biggest or the coolest. I like the one I'm going to show you last, but they're fine. They do the job. We got this one over here, this little mushroom head. Ooh, it's a mushroom head. I like this one. I like this one over here. Okay. And then we have this one over here. And then we have this guy over here, which is just almost like just smoke tendrils. And then lastly, we have the big guy. The big guy's very intriguing. Like, it's not even a dragon at this point. It's just basically just a totem pole. But it's a very, I like the model, but it's very different. And this is all foray into the Shadow Realm. That's what we got for this. And now we can move on to the last box. Last box, we are almost done. I need to figure out when I'm playing this. I need to figure out the order of the things I'll play. Do I play Stalker solo? I want to play Stalker too. I need to look at my campaign list. What is it? It's currently January as of filming this. This video should go up in January. I want to finish a campaign game by the end of March solo, just to knock something off my list, because that will open up space in my collection for Dragon Eclipse. Maybe I'll start doing a one in, one out system for my campaign games. Or maybe just have a maximum of 30. How many do I currently have? I need to add up how many I currently have, and then maybe I'll do a 1 in, 1 out. And I do it based on actual dates, not backing dates, because backing dates would be a problem. So we have a bunch of cards over here, which I'm not going to go through with because we're almost at the end of the video. We have our dividers, our small cards, all of that stuff in this little card pouch over here. And then we'll have the miniatures that I will show you in a second. So miniature-wise, we'll do the small guys first. And we have over here. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to pin a comment on the bottom of this video because I don't know for sure which one. I'm leaning towards Tamashi, but I'm not certain of it. But I am going to pick a campaign game from the campaign games I currently have. I'm going to pin a comment at the bottom of this video, and then I will either finish it by the end of March, or I will get rid of it. Now, I will give an asterisk here. If I'm making good progress, I might not. Like, meaning, if I haven't started it, it's gone. Whatever game I pick, if I haven't started it by the end of March, it is for sure gone. If I've started and I'm making good progress, I allow myself the leeway to say, hey, you know what, honestly, just the fact that you're playing it and getting it done is good enough. But that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And you feel free to check in on me. If you're watching this video in April, feel free to post a little reply to my comment being like, hey, so whatever happened? Did you finish game X or did you not? And did you get rid of it if not? And I'll go ahead and post my comment. I'll post my update, on that. Because there are a lot of campaign games I have. And some of them I really want to play, some I want to play. Anything I have, if I still have it, I want to play it. But the strength of how much I want to play it and the reality of how much I want to play it is a different story and does make things more complicated. Anyways, this is what we have for our Dragon Eclipse unboxing. The miniatures are great. The collectability aspect was fun. The gameplay was satisfying enough. I will make time to get this table at some point. And then from there, after I play a first few rounds, we'll figure out how far into it I'll go. But I also need to figure out if I'm playing it solo or not. That's another challenge. Anyways, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I have not cut myself this video, which is good. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, and until next time, I hope you have a good one.